I think the fans and the media have probably been expecting that more often of him, but just what was he like after the game, after putting up the numbers he did?
Oh, he was happy. He's excited. You know, he's put in a lot of work since he's come back. And I said this, I don't know, Heather, a couple weeks ago, I said that I was expecting him to have a good second half of the season. I think it was after the Alabama game, maybe. I said, he's starting to become the old Vaughn that we thought he was coming out of last season until all the things happened. So to see him kind of come back into his own has been pretty neat. But he's also been working at it. You know, he's kind of put the throttle down on his work habits. And, you know, I think anytime you're a senior, you start to realize that end is near. Oh, my goodness, here we go. And it's neat to see the fruits of his labor. So I'm still expecting him to keep going.
Mm-hmm. When you went back and watched, what did you like that you guys got done? Obviously, I know you had a couple of drops there, but overall, you mentioned you'd changed kind of the practice habits to kind of keep their legs fresh. Did you like what you got out of your group on Saturday?
Yeah, I do, and I think everyone knows it's no secret. We're as thin as anyone in the country at that spot. So what those kids have been doing has been remarkable. The buy-in, those kids are warriors right now. I don't think anyone really realizes. Well, I know they don't. They don't realize because no one's played at this level. But to go all those plays and 4 or 5 guys, 4.5 really, some guys playing on one leg out there, and I was happy. Was it perfect? No, but you know what? We made a lot of plays when we had to. We were very good on third down. We've been like that since, I guess, Georgia. We've been really coming into our own, making plays when we had to. Would we like to have the 2 drops back? Sure, we would. Absolutely, one was 6 points. But we caught the heck out of ball the other times in some tight windows. They weren't exactly wide open. JJ's on the corner route. He had to fall back and catch it. Josh Smith's got guys all over him on the third downs. Both of them on the third down. The little comeback on the sideline and then the dig. Those are hard catches. So to see those guys come out and make some plays was very, very rewarding.
What are the limitations, not only in a game with limited personnel, but also in the week leading up to the game?
Well, it's how you practice. I mean, I can't go out there and run 1,000 reps a day, and we can't go out there and do 15 minutes of individual like we do in training camp. It's great. We look like $1 million on Tuesday. Saturday comes and we can't run. So at this point in the season, as much as you'd like to work fundamentals, you can only work on them sparingly. You got to work on scheme and making sure guys are where they're supposed to be on a certain route combination. So you got to limit how you practice. And we had a big talk about taking care of yourself today. The checklist of a big-time player, from hydration and nutrition to cold tubs to all the resources that we have at a place like this. If they're not using them every day, then shame on us. So we had that talk too to make it through the season.
Do you think they're embracing and understanding that? I mean, do you see some maturity there and treating and handling their bodies the right way?
I do. I do. At this point in the season, last year, Josh Malone was non-existent because his body broke down. Now he's still playing at a high level, and I think he's taking care of himself. I know he's taking care of himself. The Juwan Jennings, the Preston Williams, no, not even close yet. They don't. They just they still think you roll it out and go play 80 plays, and they're learning. It just doesn't happen overnight. They asked me today, Coach, was Antonio when he was a freshman? No, absolutely not. He had to learn too. So all those guys learn, and they learn from the guys around them, and they learn from us telling them.
How's Marquez North? How's Marquez North handling it himself, and how do you manage it when he seems to practice all week, but on game day, he can't go, the back stiffens up? A, how do you game plan for that scenario, and B, how's he handling himself?
Well, it's a benefit of all those kids knowing every position. They all know every position, so at the drop of a hat, I say it all the time. Jonathan Johnson's my biggest, piece of gold. He can go and play everything, and he has. He's played all 3 positions at a high level for us this season. So I make sure I have a contingency plan. If a guy can't go, Marquez can't go, we move guys around all week. We have to do that. So guys play all 3 positions. Juwan Jennings played slot and outside last game in the middle of a series. So we have contingency plans, and that's why I make them learn every position. They don't just lock into one thing. So that helps us be able to just easily flow into a game. Oh, he's down, you move over, you go over here, he does that, and then we're rolling, and no one even knows the difference.
Is anything different going on with Vaughn, or is he just getting the ball more? Is the like a magnet just going his way more now, or is he playing the football any differently than he was?
That's a good question. I don't know. I think some of the things that they did defensively opened up, the slot position a little bit. Game planning. We want to get the ball to our playmakers. He's obviously a playmaker, so just scheming up plays to get to him. But also, I think he's starting to play at a high level now. He's practicing at a high level. So when you're a coach, you see guys game rep stuff during the week. It makes it a little easier to go ahead and call some more of them. You don't see a guy game rep it in the week, and you're a little more hesitant. You get the guys that, it's just how we're wired. We want to go out there and throw it to the guys that had a good week of practice.